All right, guys, I'm a little late to the party, but I'm gonna want to discuss the Maestro development notes with you guys. So, they gave us some more info on the upcoming updates for the next several months. So for July, they're gonna add a growth mission system. I guess they're gonna make it easier for, it seems like, tamers to get stronger, at least from reading this quick read through. But also, if you guys kept up with the notes for KDMO, they added SDG Easy, right? So I don't know if more of those type of dungeons are in the future, right? Easy modes of most of them, even though there's already Ghoulish Easy and, you know, CDGE. But as you know, it's really difficult to kind of get a footing into that kind of upper mid game, end game level, right? Without buying services. If you're starting the game, there's a huge gap in between. You know, you have to kind of buy services to get to that point, and then, you know, I think without a U rank, using Ordinmon and Ox, you can make it at least all the way up until Armageddon, right? Just fine, getting gear, buying services and all that. But to actually participate in EOS and Belial, you do need a U rank, you know, and above, and such like that. So we'll see if they continue improving that aspect of the game for newer players. Kind of odd, right? They're doing now, but you know, better late than never, I guess. For July, they're doing the Hot Summer Festival again. Hopefully, they bring back some of the seals, rerun them. I know myself personally, I'm missing some. I missed them last year, so hopefully they bring them back again. Now, the big one is in August. We have 8 new dungeons. They're gonna release a dungeon every 2 weeks. I'm just curious because I know for a fact probably one of them is going to be Zed, right? It has to be Zed, the one that was in the TGT. As for the other ones, I'm very curious to know if they're just going to be like easy mode dungeons, right? That we already have. Here's hoping that we have a lot more group-oriented dungeons coming out. And not just solo dungeons. That's the other concern, right? That they do mostly solo dungeons. Hopefully they do, you know, group ones in the future. You know, out of these 8 here, probably 6 of them be group ones, 2 solo. Also assuming, you know, they're not like easy mode of dungeons that are already available. Now they're gonna be adding new equipment slots, right? That's their plan. I'm curious about this. Now hopefully they do, you know, like the unique ones, like say Joker's chip with skill damage on it, or just unique stats in general. Or, you know, chipsets with unique stats, skill damage, or attack speed, something crazy, you know. Hopefully, I mean, there's gonna be 8 new dungeons, right? So it's gonna be probably a lot more equipment slots. Hopefully, nothing like power creep on Frontier set. You know, we're not ready yet. It costs a lot of money still to kind of get that leveled up. Apparently, they improve invisibility of boss health, I guess, to make it easier. One thing too, I forgot to mention, at least with the just dungeons in general, is the dungeon entry limit, right? That's been kind of detrimental for a lot of guilds, or just people in general that like run with their friends or like to help their friends out. Is the entry limit. You know, it's unfortunately, it doesn't help at all. It keeps you from helping your guild members. Very limited, you know, it limits you, I should say. So hopefully they should either raise the entry limit or just take it out completely. Honestly, personally, I hope they just take it out completely. It was probably one of the worst dungeon updates they've had in recent times. But yeah, only time will tell. And obviously, the big one is the overclocking. They went into a little more detail. But the thing is, with this, is kind of what I speculated. You know, like I'm kind of speculating that they're gonna use the system as a means to turn your U rank into like a pseudo U plus. Or even just rebalance U ranks that need to need to get stronger, that need some more love. So I'm thinking that's one way they're gonna do it. Obviously, it's gonna be tied behind a Gamba because, of course, it is. There's that, like, I mean, if you guys notice, there's way more U ranks than triple S pluses. So my theory is I'm not sure all the U ranks are gonna get this overclock system, right? Probably at least minimum half of the U ranks might just get this system, and that's it, and leave the other ones as U ranks, while the other ones will be like a pseudo U rank. Who knows, right? They could just do it for all of them, which, you know, They could always surprise us, but also I'll remind you guys of the other development note that DMastro did. They had this note, right? DMastro had this note, kind of like teasing it initially, the overclock. And if you look, now I made this comment. Now this just obviously this could be an example, but it's kind of weird for them to kind of use this kind of example and not do anything with it. But you guys notice the graphics, you know, it looks very improved, you know, similar to DSR graphics if you guys played that game. So maybe there's something there to it. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to like get anyone's hopes up. Obviously not myself, but just looking at it, right? Like the example they used, definitely the graphics are higher tier than what we currently have. So maybe, you know, they're also revamping the game in a way. But not to mention they didn't mention it this time, but you know, we're getting a second frontier, right? The second half of the frontier maps. So hopefully we'll be able to get to level 180 much easier, at least much easier than it is right now currently. Hopefully they add some tours, that, you know, like the old school method. That would be nice, right? Entry limit is one of them. If we're gonna keep adding dungeons, I just don't like them. You know, like it just keeps you from helping your friends, your guild members. I am, like I said, cautiously optimistic about the future of this game. It looks like they're gonna continue going. They're pushing updates. Also remember, you know, KDMO will get these updates first, so we'll probably get them a month later. But yeah, those are my thoughts on DMastro notes. Let me know what you guys think. Please like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't already. It really helps me out. And I'll catch you guys next time.